Hello, hello. Welcome on into another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
I'm Matt.
On today's episode, we're talking about Traveler, a blended whiskey. Don't you forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Click that notification bell. Matt, tell me more about this one.
All right, so we got this new whiskey here, Traveler Whiskey, which is a creation of 8-time Grammy winner Chris Stapleton and master distiller for Buffalo Trace, Harlen Wheatley. It's named for his 2015 Traveler album. He said he of course, has previously sung whiskey songs, such as Whiskey and You, which is, of course, Tennessee whiskey. He said he approached by brands of years, but nothing was right until Buffalo Trace came to him and said, hey, let's make a whiskey together. It's like, okay. He said back in 2015, when he was making Traveler, his friend Vance Powell, who's the audio engineer on his team, gave him E.H. Taylor whiskey to try, and he really liked it. So good for him. So since then, they've been doing tours, and every time they're in the studio, they've been drinking Buffalo Trace products since then. So, whatever. And he's also done some picks of E.H. Taylor for charity back in 21 and 22. And he said on this one, he got into a Zoom tasting between, of course, him, Powell, his bassist, J.T. Cure, and Mike Harris from the Old Crow Medicine Show. So Buffalo Trace has done 50 different blends, and he took them, and it's number 40, which is why it's called blend number 40. 40 was the winner of them. Woohoo, good for that. So, like I said, he said he was really involved in the bottle itself. So if you can really see it, there's a map inside. Yeah, they can see it there. There's a map inside the bottle. So he was born in Lexington, Kentucky. So it focuses on that. There's a railroad through there to Leestown, which is where the birthplace, original site of Buffalo Trace was. Also on here, you can see there's railroad tracks coming out of here. On one side of it, it says that it is always lost and nowhere bound, whatever all that fun stuff means. So here's the words. This is incorporate this whiskey into his tour in the summer and spring. But here's the weird part. Then the other article says that boasting in his 20s and 30s, he drank too damn much, that he's sober now. So does he really drink anymore? Did he really drink this? Or do he go, yeah, that one sounds good. So who knows? There seems like there's some weird controversy about this from what I'm reading. Okay, but what's actually in the bottle? So that's the part that's even a little more jacked up. It's 55%. It's 45%. Now they say that, we heard bad employees saying, oh, it's got some Wheatley vodka mixed in it. There's no vodka in it. There's no GNS, which is Granville Spirits. There's just whiskey in it. But it's mostly cheap Canadian whiskey from Sazerac because they own lots of it. And Barton. So there's exactly 0 Buffalo Trace products in this bottle. It's distilled there, distilled in Canada and at Barton, and then brought to Buffalo Trace, blended and bottled at Buffalo Trace, but with 0 Buffalo Trace products in it. So, and the MSRP for this thing is $40, which means $15 more than Buffalo Trace. So let's see what we think of it. So with that caveat, let's go with that. Vanilla, honey, a little graham cracker.
It's light. It's fragrant.
Yeah. Lemon lime.
A little bit of caramel and vanilla.
Grassy. Nothing off-putting.
No, there's definitely that barnyard hay.
Yeah. Smell a little bit like, nail polish remover, astringent, but nothing. Smells like, Canadian whiskey, basically. Doesn't really have a lot of the bourbon notes.
It's more to me the stainless steel polish, stainless steel cleaner.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that's probably more accurate. I could agree with that. Yeah, but there's nothing.
It's not an overpowering note, but it is one
no.
that's in.
But it doesn't really even smell 90, to be honest. It smells more 80. It smells kind of watery.
It does smell pretty thin.
But, it is what it is. So the real course thing is, does it taste good? That's the part that really matters. Yeah. All right. A little bit of barrel char, vanilla, honey. Kind of tastes like Mountain Dew, which is weird. Lemon lime.
Definitely lemon lime on top of apple.
Yeah, apple, green apple, milk chocolate. Yeah. Hint of cinnamon. A little bit of nutmeg. Yeah. A little caramel.
It's a little thinner on the palate.
Thin. It doesn't taste 90. Really does taste 80. And, I think Canadian whiskeys, that's pretty light in color. Buffalo Trace is significantly darker than this. Obviously, don't know, but you, of course, are using used barrels in Canada for the most part. I'm just guessing they're not very old, number one, and it's used. So who knows? And my guess is there's not that much bourbon in here either, based on the way this tastes.
I don't know. There's enough of a rich tannin in there that either they used some old barrels of Barton or there's a fair amount of it, because there is some definite, sharp vanilla, sharp cinnamon, sharp caramel that, it does feel like it's there from the bourbon.
It's really
a
on the
little bit of
finish,
drying tannin that kind of sticks around with you.
It's just on the finish you find the bourbon. You don't really find it through the rest of the palate, though. For me, it's just on the finish. The only place I find the bourbon.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. It's right towards the end of the palate.
Yeah, exactly. So the question is it worth $40?
With prices of whiskey the way they are nowadays,
and the dog
maybe.
Says it's hard, but my problem, of course, is that Buffalo Trace is $25.
I mean, yeah, when you can find it for $25.
I realize that when you can find it. Or okay, let's take regular $17.92. That's also about $25.
Yeah,
and that's easily findable anywhere.
It is, and much more rich and viscous and dense, as is a Woodford Reserve.
Also, like $26. Yep.
Yeah, or I mean,
I just think
Dickerson is about as sharp as this.
Yeah, I just think from a price point, and usually I'm not super critical on price, but when they try to say it's a Buffalo Trace product, and it's really not, except for blending it, I think the cavil's on they got a ton of Canadian whiskey, and they really want to sell it, rather than, hey, we have another product. And now the problem just seeing, like, I guess on the secondary, they're going for like 120. I'm like, that you're going to get this, going to be super disappointed.
I mean, if they open it.
If they open it.
Try to get a signature.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, it's cool. Like, as far as like the story goes, that's cool if it's all true. And like, it's cool that this Traveler logo, I guess, font, they use from an 1880s map that's in this bottle, which is cool. I mean, presentation's cool. I mean, I like that part, but I mean, the greatest thing I ever had. No, and I think I'd say this is more of a background mixer whiskey more than anything. I just don't think it qualifies for a $40 price point for a blend. Not a bad blend. It's just not amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're paying a lot more for who created it.
There's no doubt you're paying for the name.
Yeah, and where it was created.
Yeah, exactly. So, maybe the price will come down. Maybe or maybe it's going to be $40. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens with it. And
at 30, I think that's more realistic for what it is.
Yeah, 30, I'll be less concerned. Exactly, because that's what most celebrity whiskeys, I would say, is more in that price range, generally speaking. So,
I think if you gave me enough time, I could probably get a 175 of a Canadian whiskey and maybe a 375 of a bourbon and create this.
I think that'll be a fun project.
And I could get a lot more whiskey for a lot less money, or for about the same amount of money. I could get, 2 liters of whiskey.
Agree. I think there's no doubt about that, but whatever. So, it's not bad. It's just that, like I said, you're paying, I think we said celebrity name, you're paying for it, no doubt.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I guess if you get a signed bottle, cool. If not, well, like I said, it's fine. Nothing wrong with it. Just nothing spectacular. It's fine blend. So it is what it is. So
fair enough. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Click that notification bell. We're live every Monday night, deep diving into a whiskey topic. If you'd like to help us out financially, we have a Patreon page that you can sign up for. Until next time, keep on crusading for better whiskey in your glass. Cheers.
There. Let's switch over to the Fraser and Thompson next.